I need to know everything. Who and the what and the where I need.
Today, we're going to be going over why I love streetwear. Now, this is just going to be a straight to the point video that I just want to make about anyone who's looking to get into streetwear, anyone who has an affinity for the culture, and if you just want to find a great source to come to when it comes time to getting familiar and getting acquainted with some of the things that you're seeing in the fashion industry when it comes to streetwear. For me, I have been a skateboarder since I was about 6 years old. I can't really skate well to save my life. Like, I'm not one of those people that you're going to see doing, you know, nollie heel flips down the stairs, nailing it backwards perfection. I can't skate like that. I can do an ollie here, I can do a kickflip there, but once I started to get into the workforce, I really turned my back on a lot of skateboarding because I was getting hurt way more than I was making any money. So that's the truth of the matter. But I did start to fall in love with a lot of streetwear that I was seeing through skateboarding because there were brands such as Nike SB with what they were doing, particularly in the shoe game, that as I saw it, I really loved what they were doing. I thought it was really cool designs. I thought it was intuitive and fresh because it wasn't something, at least me, I was seeing a lot of really great collaborations. And when it comes to streetwear, it seems that it is, for me at least, a cross between a lot of this skater atmosphere, and hip hop. And you see a lot of those designs if you literally just pull on, I would pull up my PlayStation 2 when I was younger and get on Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. And you just see the outfits that they have set for you to wear. It's all streetwear influenced. Now, one of the brands that's really made a great rise through the 2000s that I'm a fan of, even though it's not something that I'll go out on my own to cop because of how it's been very overdone in recent years, is Supreme. Now with Supreme, they collaborated with a lot of the companies I'm talking about in the industry. They have taken it upon themselves to collaborate with skateboarding brands to sort of launch them in the beginning stages to where now Supreme stands on its own in a fine way. And I really like how not only Supreme, but many other companies collaborate with each other so that they can grow together inside the space. There's not a lot of angst there, even though nowadays there is a lot of ripping off of brands, which obviously no one likes. And another facet that is really great with streetwear is, despite the trendiness of all of it, it's something that you can still keep wearing for years and years to come. Like going back to the example of Nike SBs, those are shoes that can still be worn today and are still very fashionable and keep up with the times. You see a lot of skateboarders when they go to these events, the pro-ams, the street competitions, you see P-Rod still rocking his Nike SBs. Now, Converse is a very popular streetwear brand that with their shoes are still very much in the main space of streetwear, and they've been able to stand the test of time. I mean, when I was a kid, Chuckalos were still as prominent as they are now. Vans outlets were still the go-to place. In fact, if you're ever in Anaheim, there is a really, really fun Vans skate shop that you can go by to, and they have the actual skate park inside the skate shop. I've never seen before in my life. It is amazing. I wish I would have recorded more and would have landed more moves for y'all, but maybe in another life. But anyways, got me making me want to skateboard now. When I think of some brands that have been able to make a really great dive into streetwear head first is Bape, a bathing ape from Japan. Okay? When they first came over, it was, rappers here and there were wearing it, definitely. For me, what really made it prominent for me was when I started seeing Chris Brown wearing Bape. I started seeing a lot of people in my middle school wanting Bape, you know. It's one of those things that particularly you can't afford just off the bat because of the price tag that is on those camo jackets especially. And don't even get me started with the Bape Star shoes. I always wanted a pair of those when I was a kid. But to this day, Bape is still a very prominent brand, and they have a lot of pedigree to show for it because they were able to collaborate into the hip hop world and grow from there. And that's really what it comes down to. Streetwear for me, I was able to get into it as I was getting into skateboarding, as I was getting into hip hop. And I really like how those worlds collided because it was able to amplify what I enjoyed about clothing. Now, you need to ask yourself, what is my personal brand? What do I like? What, when I go thrifting, when I go to the mall, when I go to Amazon, what am I really wanting to buy? What do I look for? What is that one item that when I see it, when I see it is going to make me say, okay, it doesn't matter what it costs, I'm going to buy it. It doesn't matter. For me, there's a lot of specific names in streetwear that just light up my mind with that. And that's another reason why I love it so much. And then finally, the culture. The culture. You get to meet a lot of people that are very entrepreneurial. They want to design their own streetwear. They want to become the next Virgil. They want to be able to design their own Louis Vuitton line. They want to make their own Off-White. And that's really great because these people are doing it not as much because of the money. Like, of course, we're all doing it for the money at the end of the day. But there is a lot of love towards this. It's a passion. And I hope that you are able to find your passion in streetwear. And if not, then maybe you find it in another brand because there is so much great stuff out there. Now, you might be thinking, how do I find this? Well, I have a video that talks about cheap streetwear brands and just cheap brands in general to find really great clothing and how to go about it because a lot of people out there are not going to give you that great deal that you're looking for. You have to really work for it. A lot of people know the value of what they have these days. You know, I was just looking on an example, the OfferUp app, and there was this Louis Vuitton piece that I wanted very badly, but the price tag was right where it needed to be. And whenever I asked the person, hey, is there any way that we can go down a little bit on this? Like, how flexible are you with this? Because it wasn't realistic for me to spend on that piece because I don't really need it like that. And he wasn't wavering on it. And I respect that because you have to know the value of the pieces before you even sell them. Because a lot of times people will take advantage of that. And yeah, you do not want to be on the other side of that. And yes, a lot of the clothing is very hype beast. But again, it is the culture and it is the normality of streetwear. That's what it is. And that's what it always will continue to be. But it keeps on changing to the point where you can never take your eyes off of it, to where you'll never be able to fully walk away if that is what your calling card is to get into streetwear. And so what I want to leave you with is streetwear is something that has been able to mold me and my style and will continue for years to come. I'll continue switching pieces, switching colors, and switching designs, and even trying out ones of my own that I really enjoy and would love to share with other people. So, yeah, at the end of the day, just wear what you love. And that's really all I've got for today. I look forward to talking to you all next time. Peace.